Did you know that nearly 40% of newcomers to Canada say their life here feels harder than they expected, even though they came chasing peace, opportunity, and a better future? It's a country known for its calm lifestyle and breathtaking nature, yet many find themselves caught in a silent struggle between work and well-being, between digital noise and real connection. Life in Canada isn't always the picture-perfect postcard we see online. It's beautiful, yes, but also complex, layered, and deeply human. In this video, we're going beyond the Instagram version, exploring how daily life, time management, and social connection truly feel in Toronto, Vancouver, Calgary, and Halifax, and what living here really teaches you about time, peace, and purpose. Number 1. The rhythm of city life, Toronto and Vancouver. In Toronto, life moves fast, sometimes too fast. The city pulses with ambition. Mornings begin on crowded subways, and evenings end with emails that never really stop. People here live in what I like to call the hustle loop, always busy, but not always productive. It's a cycle where achievement often replaces peace, and where silence feels like a luxury. Studies show that constant urban noise and overstimulation can actually shrink our attention span and increase digital dependency, making it harder to focus deeply or rest properly. That's why many successful Torontonians are now turning to something surprisingly simple: scheduled silence. Whether it's 10 minutes of quiet coffee before the kids wake up or a short phone-free walk after lunch, these micro moments of stillness help reset the brain, allowing you to think more clearly and act with purpose instead of reacting to chaos. But move west to Vancouver, and the rhythm shifts completely. Here the air feels different, calmer, cleaner, more in tune with nature. The city still buzzes with creativity and business, but it's balanced by ocean views, mountain trails, and a culture that values wellness as much as work. You'll see people jogging by the seawall at sunrise, meditating in parks, or simply sitting quietly by the water after a long day. It's a lifestyle built around natural balance, a reminder that productivity doesn't come from rushing, but from alignment. Vancouverites often start their mornings with a mindful walk or end their evenings reflecting outdoors, grounding themselves in the rhythm of the world around them. In a place where the city and nature live side by side, you quickly realize that time isn't something to manage, it's something to feel, to live with intention, and to protect from unnecessary noise. Number 2. The heart of community, Calgary and Halifax. In Calgary, life slows down just enough for you to breathe, and that makes all the difference. People here value routine, family, and balance more than constant motion. Mornings begin with purpose, not panic. Evenings are reserved for family dinners, not endless deadlines. With fewer distractions, cleaner commutes, and open skies, Calgarians seem to live life with a quiet confidence. There's a sense of order that encourages focus, the kind that city chaos can easily steal away. Research shows that slower-paced environments actually help the brain engage in deep work, the kind of sustained concentration that sparks creativity and reduces burnout. One simple but powerful habit many here follow is what I call the 3P rule: pause, plan, perform. Before starting any major task, they take a short moment to pause and breathe, plan the next step with intention, and then perform with full focus. It's not about working longer, it's about working smarter and staying mentally grounded throughout the day. Head east to Halifax, and you find a different rhythm altogether: warm, human, and refreshingly connected. This coastal city feels like a deep exhale. Neighbors greet each other by name, conversations flow easily, and people take time to check in, really check in with one another. It's not unusual to see someone pausing mid-walk to chat with a friend, or a cafe buzzing with familiar laughter. The pace is unhurried, and that simplicity nurtures both productivity and peace of mind. With fewer screens and more eye contact, Halifax teaches an underrated truth: connection fuels clarity. A simple offline social hour, perhaps an evening with friends or a no-phone weekend breakfast, can boost mood and focus far more than any digital scroll. In Halifax, community isn't a concept, it's a daily practice, and it makes life feel lighter, fuller, and more meaningful. Number 3. Natural rhythms and time management. In Canada, nature quietly dictates the rhythm of life, and whether people realize it or not, it deeply shapes how they think, work, and rest. The country's vastness brings dramatic seasonal contrasts, and Canadians have learned to live in harmony with them. During the long, golden evenings of summer, there's a surge of energy in the air. Parks are alive, patios are full, and productivity feels effortless, not just at work, but in life. People plan outdoor meetings, family picnics, and evening walks. It's as if sunlight itself becomes a natural motivator. Research consistently shows that exposure to natural light improves mood, attention, and cognitive performance, which explains why many Canadians align their most important or creative tasks with daylight hours. But when winter arrives, everything shifts. The days shorten, the air grows quieter, and the city streets slow down. Instead of resisting it, many Canadians embrace this season of stillness as a time for reflection, planning, and deep focus. It's a cycle that mirrors nature's own: active growth followed by thoughtful rest. People might use darker evenings to journal, read, or plan long-term goals instead of cramming every minute with noise and tasks. This slower tempo helps the mind reset and prepares it for the brighter months ahead. The key lesson from this natural rhythm is simple but profound. Productivity isn't about constant motion, it's about timing and alignment. When you work with nature instead of against it, you conserve energy, avoid burnout, and stay more emotionally balanced. Try this: plan your peak tasks around sunlight, not just your calendar. Let the light guide your energy and focus, and you'll start noticing how much more naturally your day and your life begins to flow. Number 4. Social media, solitude, and mental space. In cities like Toronto, it's almost impossible to escape the pull of the digital world. Phones buzz, screens glow late into the night, and social media often replaces real conversations. It's a world where people can be surrounded by thousands, yet still feel quietly disconnected. The average Canadian now spends nearly 7 hours a day on screens, and much of that time is passive, scrolling rather than engaging. This constant flood of digital input doesn't just waste time. Studies show it actually reduces creativity, shortens attention span, and weakens emotional presence. When your brain is overstimulated, it loses the ability to rest, reflect, and think deeply. That's why solitude, once seen as loneliness, has become a rare and powerful form of clarity. In smaller cities like Halifax or Calgary, you can still find that balance between online life and real life. People spend more time outdoors, less time comparing, and more time connecting with themselves, with nature, and with others. It's a slower, more mindful rhythm that restores mental space and reminds you of what truly matters. One practice that captures this perfectly is the idea of a digital Sabbath. It's simple. Choose one day a week, or even half a day, where you go completely offline. No phone, no social media, no news feed. Instead, take a walk by the water, journal, or share a quiet meal with family. At first, it feels uncomfortable, almost like withdrawal, but then comes a deep, calm focus that no app can give. In a country where natural beauty is always just beyond your doorstep, this act of disconnecting becomes an act of returning, not to technology, but to yourself. It's in that silence that true clarity and peace begin to grow. Number 5. What life in Canada teaches you. Living in Canada quietly reshapes the way you see time, peace, and purpose. At first, you come for the promise of a better life, the safety, the nature, the calm. But as the days pass and the seasons change, you begin to understand that life here isn't about escaping the world, it's about learning to live with it more mindfully. Canada teaches patience through its winters, gratitude through its summers, and balance through its vast spaces. You realize that productivity isn't measured by how busy you are, but by how present you can be. The silence of snowfall reminds you that rest is not wasted time. It's part of the rhythm that keeps everything alive. The long drives, the quiet evenings, the polite pauses in conversation, they all teach you to slow down and listen, not just to others, but to yourself. In big cities, you learn resilience and adaptability. In smaller towns, you rediscover community and warmth. And in nature, whether it's the stillness of a frozen lake or the sound of waves against the shore, you reconnect with something deeper than routine. Life here pushes you to find meaning in simplicity. A warm cup of coffee on a cold morning, a walk through misty air, a moment of laughter shared without screens. Over time, you start valuing not just what you do, but how you do it. You understand that time isn't a resource to manage, it's a companion to respect. And perhaps that's the greatest lesson of all. That peace doesn't come from changing where you live, but from changing how you live. By slowing down, focusing on what truly matters, and allowing yourself to simply be in the moment. Whether you're walking through the busy streets of Toronto or watching the sunset in Halifax, the real beauty of life in Canada isn't about where you live, it's about how you live. Which city do you think fits your rhythm best? Tell me in the comments. I'd love to know your choice. And hey, we pour weeks of heart and research into every story we share. So, if you enjoyed this one, please subscribe. It's just one click. And don't miss our previous video on simple, natural habits that boost focus and peace of mind.